in front of
I
us.
think that's different because it's like anything. It's like buying a gym membership or whatever.
Nah,
You
that's
it,
a straight
you
up hustle.
No, it's different because it's whatever you put into it. It's whatever you bring to the table and whatever you put into it,
How
right?
many people you know
So
running
it's
off?
like just because you have a gym membership doesn't mean you're gonna get fit, right? Just
Yeah,
because you go to a combine doesn't mean you're gonna make it to the league. And so for those people that think that, that's on them. Like, you get what I'm saying?
yeah, but even people who are actually
I
good and
think
going to go D1, they're
sports,
still getting cheated.
sports, the mass communication level, like I don't feel like I get cheated because I feel like there are some elements of that.
You're a
It's
fan
just
though.
not the main focus of it.
You're
The
not on
main
the
focus is
field.
money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're
Yeah,
not on the
eating.
field. We're watching how the meat is made. We're not on the field in the actual meat grinder. Because all these athletes, years down the line, especially football, will be broken, battered, and beat up, and all this other stuff, and they're not going to be allowed to reap the benefits financially that the people who are in business are making. Their families will be fans and be watching and sit back. They're living their dream. We're watching something really cool happen, and we're willing to pay a price for it, and that's just the deal. That's just the price of doing business. But none of us are really making all the money. We're consumers in this. We contribute to it, and like there's nothing like integrity has nothing to do with that. It's simply just a business transaction. It has nothing to do with the integrity of sports, blah blah blah. All these intangibles that you can't touch or see or feel. It's just a feeling you get.
So then that, if anything, that goes to the point that this is the death of sports because it's only making more opportunity for the people involved to earn money.
But who? Not like if you're talking about people who are
But that's what I'm
commodities
saying.
compared to
But
like let's
but
say
what
the
I'm
person
saying
who
is,
owns a betting book.
but what I'm saying is you're talking
book.
about how it's a business and all the other stuff doesn't really matter. So now what I'm saying is it's only getting more of a business now. There's a whole other side business that's becoming legit. So if anything, that's just going to make it even less integrity, which you're already saying that there is no integrity. So now, based off of that logic, what I'm saying is you're saying there's going to be zero. There's going to be zero, and everyone's just going to do whatever they want to do to make themselves money, even if that means shaving points or even if that means not catching a ball or catching a touchdown pass or whatever it is.
I don't think in terms of the integrity of the game, the people playing it.
Come on,
Dog,
bro.
I'm saying the sports in general. I'm talking about in general and who's making money, who isn't making money. Obviously, some athletes are probably going to be like, whatever, I just want to get my money and go home. Now, if we're talking that part, you're talking effort. That's two different things. Because some cats might just be wanting to get to the league to make money and then retire in a couple of years because they know they're not going to be this Hall of Fame player or whatever. So integrity of the game is different from a fan perspective and for someone who's actually playing and is actually putting their life on the line. That's different. That's why I'm like, it's a variation.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about
from the viewer's perspective or just in general.
We're talking about both. They're intertwined. They're connected because both the inside of it provides a viewer experience to it.
Okay, let's break it down to high school. Did you have teammates that quit on you? Be honest. Did you have guys who just quit and showed up and were lazy as hell and didn't put in enough work?
Yeah.
Okay, then. So if that's at the high school level, at the pros, in some cases, it's even higher. Like, that person who really wasn't trying.
Are you with me? We're talking about gambling, bro.
No, but I'm saying, you're talking about the integrity. People are going to point shave. I'm like, dog, people are lazy as hell in high school playing sports. So it's like they don't care enough about.
But what?
They're not thinking about that criminal activity.
But that's what I'm saying. So what is your argument? You're saying that there is going to be no integrity now because of sports betting.
I'm saying it was always a business. It's always going to be a business, and integrity is just a smokescreen.
So you're saying it's going to get worse with gambling.
It's a smokescreen.
So you're saying it's going to get worse with gambling because those people that are lazy,
yeah.
those people that are lazy have an extra incentive to be lazy.
I'm not equating someone's personal choice to cheat the game, which in turn they're kind of cheating themselves, for money because sports gambling is now legal. I'm saying people were already cheating their team, cheating themselves, or whatever, looking out for numero uno for a check before this even was an issue.
I get that. So what I'm saying is, with sports gambling and an extra lane to make money, is that going to get worse?
Like I said, since it's legal, there's no point in trying to do something that illegal just to get by. It's just people are going to be betting the same way. It's like now fantasy football, I think, really is where it's like, no.
Don't talk in another metaphor, because you
already
like in like 6 metaphors. Like you're Doctor Strange over here. Like I don't even know what metaphor we're in anymore.
Possibilities?
I don't even know what metaphor we're in anymore. Like,
no, I'm just saying it's not
just
really
say
going to
it.
have a difference.
Stop.
It's just going to be more of a business. I've been saying that for the past 10 minutes. It's literally just going to be more of a business. You look at fantasy football, cats want better stats, all this other stuff. More people are going to sign up for fantasy football. More people are going to make money off that. It's going to be a bigger brand for certain athletes because people are going to want to see them score. People are going to want to see them get points or whatever. People are going to want to see their team cover the spread more than ever, just because more people are just going to be gambling. It doesn't hurt the integrity of the game itself.
So you don't think the game becoming more of a business and getting more away from the integrity and the things that we all resonate and attach ourselves to, and the reason why we watch the game, you don't think it getting away from that is going to hurt the integrity of the game?
I'm saying more people are going to watch and more money is going to be made. Do you really think we care about a lot of these players? Let's be honest, most fans don't care about these players before going to the game or leaving it. They care about what happens when the game is on. You're kidding yourself if you honestly think like, oh,
that's not true. I disagree.
Not you per se, but I'm saying a lot of people are kidding themselves.
I'm saying in general, a lot of people watch the game because it gives them feelings and vibes that they know, whether it's going to a game with their parents or whether it's playing the actual game, whether it's making a friend, whether it's all of that.
Okay, so what's the difference if you take out sports and say, okay, go to a concert? You can almost have the same feeling. Because
sports is more widely accessible and easier to do than music.
But music is everywhere. You can look like music. You can get music.
I'm not saying it's different, but what I'm saying is because sports, there's a lot more. There's a lot more athletes than there are musicians. So that's why
way more athletes. Some athletes are musicians.
How many?
Arian Foster has a rap album out.
How many top albums are there?
Bro,
there's a top 40, right?
I don't count top. Top 40 is very small.
Even if there's a band, even if all those are bands, that's 5 people. That's 200 people at the top of their
You
craft.
realize there's music that is so great that we'll live a lifetime and never hear it?
There's 200 people that's at the top of their craft in their commerce. You're talking about that compared to the 3,000 people that are in the NFL.
Yeah, a finite number, and only the best of the best can play.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
But I'm saying in music, there's people who are so great and stupidly talented that we can live 100 years, we'll die never hearing their music. So, like, you talking about, this affects people who watch the game, they'll get over it. Football's 3, 4, 5 hours? Some people, it's their whole life. They're season ticket holders, whatever. They say, it'll hurt the integrity of the game. Well, if you're going to go that route, then maybe you should look at some of the rules that happen in the game. Let's talk about how it's an offensive league and more important to being scored, and defensive players aren't allowed to play defense. Like, there's so many things you could point to that to say, this is affecting the integrity of the game. Gambling ain't really affecting the integrity of the game. It's really just making the bottom line better for people, owners, people who own these stadiums that are making money off of it. Vegas, those are the people who win off this. This is a power move for Vegas. It is not a power move or
if anything, it hurts Vegas because it takes away their market share.
Bro,
and it disperses it.
Yeah, they're going to go to New
Jersey.
States. No one gives it. Okay, would you want to go to Atlantic City?
I personally no, but what I'm saying is
Vegas is the hub.
What I'm saying is,
or Dubai.
There's a lot more places that can do it now, so anywhere could be the hub. If
Vegas,
a city in California wanted to be the hub, they could.
But guess what? Vegas is the oldest show in town.
And like I said, even shouting out to the indie casinos where can mostly gamble on sports already. Now you have that, and you don't have tax. Too easy.
Exactly, but you think that money that those casinos are making are going to the players' pockets or the families' pockets? NFL players don't even
If
get
you're the NBA and MLB, yes.
Retired players, can active players bet and gamble?
If you're the
that's
NBA and the MLB have already been embracing sports gambling for a couple of years. They've been on record endorsing it. Why? Because they see it, as you said, as another lane of business to make money.
But they banned some of their athletes from being on DraftKings.
Can I finish?
Sorry about that.
Actually, both of those leagues already have relationships with both of DraftKings and FanDuel. They have ring endorsements and stuff like that. Besides that, the NFL and MLB have both already said they want to get a revenue share off of it, which, I'm sorry, the NBA Players Association and the MLB Players Association, in ordinance with their leagues, have said that they want to get a revenue share off of that. The NFL, on the other hand, has basically taken the same stance as they've taken of everything, which is what we talked about last week, even with cannabis, is that they don't lean in and they're not very progressive. So they've pretty much taken the stance with the NCAA, as in saying that they still don't endorse gambling and sports betting, and it's bad for the integrity of sports and games in general because it gives players an extra incentive to
get money on the side.
Get money on the side and change the impact of the outcome.
It changes the power dynamic.
Changes the outcome of the sport and the product.
Does the NFL pay taxes?
It could.
Does the NFL pay taxes?
They actually do now.
Now they do, but for years they weren't, right? They were like a 501c3.
I mean, there's a lot of companies like that, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
But the NFL is making billions of dollars. Billions. The NCAA makes billions of dollars. So don't you think it would be smart if they weren't on the side of, hey, let's open the floodgates and now everyone can gamble? Because if players can gamble, let's say it's a bye week, I should be allowed to gamble on another team. Let's say my cousin plays on the team. Should I be allowed to gamble? You think they would allow that business partnership with an athlete doing that? No. But can you be in a commercial in correlation with what the NFL's views are? Yeah, totally, because the NFL's going to get a cut. That's what I'm saying. It's not about integrity or intangibles. It's about money and power, and the NFL doesn't want to give up either.
I'm not disagreeing with that. It was more of just a question of, like, is this extra lane of business have the potential to impact the integrity of the sport?
What I'm saying, it's already too late for that. It's pouring water. Okay, let's say I have a glass of water, and it's already overfilling. I'm just pouring more water on top of it. More water is getting on the desk. That's all it is. It's just another drop in the ocean.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't stifle anything. It's just more of the same.
All right, man. On the same tune of money, the Carolina Panthers got sold this week for $2.2 billion in cash.
But billion with a B.
To what was the guy's name?
That's bad. I had it written down. Oh man. Jay Richardson sold it.
He's basically a dude. He's a
capitalist, I think.
He's a minority owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers right now.
Which should be a conflict of interest, but
how's that a conflict of interest?
Why? How can you own another piece of?
He's going to sell his other part and buy this part.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So that means he doesn't need to get vetted because he's already been approved by ownership.
He's in the family.
He's paying $2.2 billion in cash, upfront, liquid, so they don't need to check his credit and his finances and stuff like that because cash rules everything. And he's in the camp of fuck Donald Trump. He's been on record saying a couple bad things, basically calling him a narcissist and a scumbag and a bunch of other different stuff.
David Tepper is his name.
And he's about to own the Panthers. So, thoughts on that?
I mean, remember when we all said, everybody was like, oh my God, Diddy's going to Diddy and Oprah
And Steph.